Well, good day. This is the Intendor radio show, and we're gonna do the feed from Facebook today to start anyway. I got this little tripod for the camera. Alright, this is from Diane Jackson, collecting Angus poop for the garden. And it's got a nice picture of her collecting Angus shit. Angus cow shit. Somebody says that's very smart, so smart. And then she says, thank you for telling them that they're smart. The gay marriage war is over. That's from Slate. The polygamy war is on. John Roberts says, the gay marriage ruling will pave the way for polygamy. You know, I can hardly care if that's the way people want to live, as long as they treat each other respectfully. And there have been cases where it's not been that being the case. Douglas Cummings runs from the cops, gets shot in torso. Somebody called Mythbusters. See them standing over him like he was a big game trophy or some shit. State property. Alright, I don't know about that case. Colleen Hampton is a sale in Facebook. Stunning website. Design your own stunning website. My website is transcendia.org/WordPress. The old transcendia.org original data-driven website didn't accept photographs. The new WordPress iteration does, and much of what was done on the original website was aimed at advancing United Nations television. From that, I learned a lot about the corruption intellectually at the time of the UN and UN communications. They still don't have a vital, they haven't claimed their proper space. And I mean, I felt like if the United Nations television channel was robust and told us the truth, that at the time it would have sat between Fox and MSNBC or any or just NBC or any other channel. It would have claimed some space there, given us truth internationally. And the more you know about international conflicts, the more you know about the stupidity of most armed conflicts and war. My job is to prevent the apocalyptic riot, and I certainly need your help to do that as we go forward. Okay, listen, Robert Reich is writing about the Greek tragedy of its debt crisis. The Greek tragedy of its debt crisis seems about to end, and if it ends badly, it could go badly for your savings and even your job. Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras, pictured below, has called for a referendum next Sunday for Greeks to choose between one, accepting the demands of European creditors that will still worsen the Greek suffering and do little to improve their long-term prospects, or immediately default Greece's debt, resulting in almost certain ejection from the euro system. They were talking about using an internal currency called a future tax credit. The euro dollar is superior to that form of currency that they're considering, because the euro dollar creates loyalty for the nation. The euro dollar is nationalistic as compared to the Bitcoin, which is corporate and criminal. Hedge fund managers are now co-opting what was supposed to be sort of like for, you know, select kind of clientele. But it would work well for hedge fund managers and all like that trying to hide money. Obama called for an honest accounting of America's history. Here's how to do it. We're told on Slate, here how to do it. And this guy, well, for one thing, you have to add the word labor to every time you hear slave. We're talking about slave labor. I've said that before and spoken of that. Then you got here common dreams. Not only do we love war, we're terrible at it. Think of America's numerous so-called wars: the war on drugs, the war on terror, the war on poverty. And consider if there's been any measurable progress made in any of them. Hi, I'm Uncle Sam, and I'm a waraholic, it goes. War on drugs, well, you understand about war. I just said something about how usually it's useless. But I'll tell you one thing, victory looks like tanks. And the tanks and troops supporting, I mean, the tanks lead the way for the infantry, and that's about real war on the ground. You're not really necessarily talking about boots on the ground, you're talking about tanks on the ground, leading boots. You look at pictures of historic moments of victory, and it's tanks with our flags on them. Why Are Beggars Despised by George Orwell in Disinformation. I've read some real crap in Disinformation lately, but it was originally a fantastic book. And I don't know. Everything changes, you know. People get in control of old-time names and brands, and they just change them, and it's not the same. You don't necessarily need to stay with a brand, and you need to notice when it's changed. On Obama's WTF podcast interview, he described a certain fearlessness